got a smile on my face, and I got four walls around me. I got the sun in the sky, all the water surrounds me. Oh, hey, oh. Yeah, I win now, but sometimes I lose. I've been battered, but I never bruise. It's not so bad. And I say, well, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Hey! Hey! Yeah, Janie sings on the corner what keeps her from dying. Yeah, let them say what they want, she won't stop trying. Oh, hey, oh. She might stumble if they push her around. She might fall, but she'll never lie down. It's not so bad. And I say, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. In this beautiful life, there's always some sorrow. Yeah, it's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. Oh, hey, oh. It's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith and your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I say, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Hey, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright. I got a smile on my face, I got walls around me.
Good morning. How is everyone today? Brilliant. I just realized something. Would you do me a favor? I printed out the announcements, but they're sitting on the printer. Would you mind running down and grabbing them? I will start with some stuff. First of all, today is birthday and anniversary Sunday. It's the first Sunday in March. So we celebrate anyone who's having a birthday or an anniversary during this month. So as you were coming in, our wonderful greeters may have asked you to fill out a ballot if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary. And if you have not done that, please let Helen know. She's running. Basically, here's how this works. So you fill out a ballot. On this ballot, you put your name and the name of a registered charity, and we're about to do a drawing. And whoever wins the drawing, 5% of whatever we collect today during our offering later on in the service gets donated to that charity. Sound good? Awesome. So while we're continuing to let that go around, why don't we do our birthday and anniversary song to celebrate everyone?
Why not?
Let's do that.
Well, we can do that. Yeah. Give me an E, Patrick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, do we have all of those collected? Oh, still one being filled out. Trying to think of a registered charity. No pressure. Well, while that's happening, let me talk about some of the things that are happening here at the center and beyond. First of all, I want to let you know that the new session of CPR has been announced. It starts on April 1st, so that's coming up. You go to globaltruthnetwork.com to register for that. CPR is Core Prosperity Relief, a program that was developed by my mentor, James Mellon. That's his picture there. Ooh, ah. And it's 30 consecutive days of really getting in tune with what is not working for you with regards to prosperity in your life. You spend 15 minutes a day listening to him on a telephone call, and he gives you action to turn things around for yourself. So that starts on April 1st. You know what else is starting on April 1st? Mental Muscle. This is a program that was developed by Reverend James Mellon, but is going to be facilitated by me to a live online global community. So if you're interested in joining the Mental Muscle program, which is 16 weeks of a boot camp for your mind, it's kind of the next step after CPR. 16 weeks, it's a commitment to change what is not working for you in your core belief system in all areas of your life. So I encourage you to take a look at that. Do I dare say this? It's too late now. I got to say it, don't I? Yes, I need a minimum of 20 people to register for Mental Muscle. I'm sure that we'll get that. But I need a minimum of 20 people to register for Mental Muscle to make it affordable for me to go on the Alaskan cruise in July. Totally shameless. But you know what? So much spiritual principle was revealed to me on my Caribbean cruise a couple weeks ago. It is in your best interest to make sure that I get put onto the Alaskan cruise. Who's here for the first time today? Great, thank you for joining us. We do have a lot of fun here. I am the irreverent Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm all about living life to the fullest and about really celebrating what this thing is that we call life and having a good time while we're doing it. I love laughter, so I like to make sure that we all engage in the laughter. So, are we ready for this drawing? All right, why don't you come up here? Riley, would you mind coming up and making the choice for us? I like your haircut.
Yeah, nice haircut, Riley.
Awesome. Very nice. All right. Mark Scott is the winner. And let's see who's the registered charity. The registered charity is CSL Toronto. Oh, very lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, a couple of other things that are happening. We've got a couple of fundraisers that are coming up here at the center. One of them is going to be on the 17th of March. It's working as a fundraiser for the center, and I encourage you all to join us. Ann James, where is Ann? There you are. Ann James is doing a personal growth seminar. Personal growth. That's a good one, isn't it? I swear to you, I've only had 2 cups of coffee today. Anyway, there's information about this. I'm going to read this. This is a fun Sunday afternoon event with learning modules that are fun, energizing, and informative. Through these 4 modules, your family, friends, and colleagues will have an opportunity to learn the value of experiential learning. You will learn ways to create happier, more fulfilling relationships. Higher career success, a clearer purpose and direction, better health and wellness, and a new perspective in life. So it sounds like a good afternoon, right? Sunday afternoon, March 17th. There is a sign-up in the lobby there, right at the bookstore. So take a moment and learn more about that. And I'm sure we'll be able to tell you all that you would need to know. Check that out. We also have on April 21st, mark the date, April 21st, Nick, where are you? Is it Miceli or Michelli? Michelli, because when I was growing up, there was a man in my name named Mark Miceli, spelled the exact same way. Okay. So Nick Michelli is doing a CD release party here at the center. He's releasing his spoken word CD. It's all spoken word. Any music?
There's a little bit of music and music and poetry as well. Mostly spoken.
Yeah, so he's releasing his storytelling CD here on April 21st. He has kindly offered to do this as a benefit to the center, so a portion of the proceeds that he collects will be coming directly to the center. So that's on April 21st. Tickets are going on sale this week. We're working on the module online to sell tickets online. That hasn't quite worked itself out yet, but that'll get put up probably tomorrow or Tuesday. Yes, it will. Don't think so, know so. I trust. So that's a couple of the things that are going on that are going to be fundraisers in support of the center. We do have a board meeting today, which is not a meeting where you come and be bored. It's come where you hear what the Board of Trustees has to say and how we operate as with regards to the business of this center. That's happening at 1 o'clock today following the service. Also, we have classes which are continuing this Tuesday, exploring roots of science of mind. We are still working on the essays of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Very deep, wonderful, in-depth, rich class. And so that's this Tuesday at 7. Continuing on Wednesdays, Science of Mind 103, Building a Healing Consciousness, also at 7 o'clock. These classes, you do not have any prerequisites. If you want to come and just check it out, and you haven't been to a class before, you're welcome to come check it out. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. March 27th, we'll begin the next class, The Essential Ernest Holmes, which is a class I'm really excited about. It's a brand new class to our curriculum here at the Center for Spiritual Living. I've never taken it, and this will clearly then be the first time that I'm teaching it. But it's based on a lot of the collected writings of Ernest Holmes, not just the Science of Mind book. So if you are new visiting us for the first time today, we do have a sign-up sheet if you'd like to be part of our newsletter that goes out every Friday, our online newsletter. Also, we have volunteer opportunities if you're interested in volunteering in really any area of our center, but I'm always interested, because this is my own personal thing. I'm always interested in people who can help out in the tech department or in social media, the things that kind of motivate me. But we need people to help out in the bookstore. We need people to help. Here's a good one. We're always looking for people to help with the maintenance and cleaning of the center. If that appeals to you, and it may appeal to somebody, doesn't appeal to me personally, even though I like to keep things neat and tidy, then please let us know. And you can speak with Margaret Ann about volunteering at our center. She's our wonderful volunteer coordinator. We do have a spiritual mind treatment request box. Spiritual mind treatment is our form of affirmative prayer. So if there's something that's weighing heavily on you, don't leave here with it. Write out whatever it is onto the form, put it in the box, and trust that one of our practitioners will do the work in mind that is required for the healing of whatever it is that you're experiencing. And spiritual mind treatment works, yes?
Yes, it does.
It does. I would like to introduce, while I'm at it, our practitioners, our licensed practitioners. Mary Ellen Cassie, Margaret Ann Snyder, and Helen Vello. Yes. I say our licensed practitioners because they did. They have completed everything. They are officially licensed practitioners now, so I don't get to call them practitioner interns any longer, which is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. And we will be doing a dedication ceremony as soon as all of their credentials come from the Centers for Spiritual Living. So there's the news. There's the business. There's the information. Here we are. Here we are at the Center for Spiritual Living. How is everyone?
Good.
Feeling good? Yeah. Can you feel the palpable, uplifted energy in this room? Doesn't it feel great? I feel it today. I really do. I really do. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited that you're all here with us. We celebrate here every Sunday. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What are we celebrating? Oh, we're celebrating life. What else are we celebrating? God. What else are we celebrating? Us. We're celebrating snow? It's not snowing. We're celebrating that it's not snowing. What a storm that was. I'm calling it the 7-Eleven storm because it was like slushies falling from the sky. And none of my friends from California understand it. They're like, what? So what else are we celebrating?
Unity.
We're celebrating unity. What does that mean? Oneness. Here's what we teach. We teach that there's one thing going on in this world, in this universe. There's only one energy. There's only one creative source of all things. There's only one thing, and that's God. We can call it God. I use the G word, right? Now, a lot of people feel weird about the G word. They come here sort of to escape the G word, a lot of them. But I use the G word. I say God because that's all there is. But what I understand and know about that is that God is not some person, some anthropomorphized idea sitting out there on a cloud. No, God is an energy, and God is what we all share. It's the very creative energy of the universe, and it's who and what we are. So when I look around, as I did so frequently this time last year, and I look in people's eyes and I say, you are God, and you are God. 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 Well, thank you. That's the truth of our experience. And when we really embody this, when we really understand that there is no separation between God and the human being, we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, and we are governed by a use of a spiritual law, and that's the law of cause and effect. This is the entire teaching. That's it. We teach nothing else. When we really embody this idea, we begin to create lives that are extraordinary. Everybody's so wrapped up now. So we celebrate this every Sunday. We celebrate it in any number of ways. And again, I seem to have ended up without a songbook. Let me grab that from you. One of the ways that we do this is by reading things together, in sort of a ritualized fashion. I'm going to invite you to take a look at the thing on the front cover. We're going to do not what we believe today. We're going to do the thing in the really itty-bitty tiny lettering. Because this is how I'm feeling today. So let's read this together. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. Life is within me now. Life is within each and every one of you now. You are the very life of God in form, in action, on this plane of existence. So I'm going to invite up to the podium our practitioner of the day, who has some beautiful words of wisdom to share with us. So please give a hand for Margaret Ann Snyder.
Good morning, everyone. And I have a quote here, or a little reading, from Eric Butterworth, The Principles and Process of True Prosperity. Okay. Faith is really your consent to let your own uniqueness unfold and to let that which is attracted by your uniqueness manifest in your life. Thus, when Jesus said, all things are possible to them that believe, he did not say that a swan can become a duck or that a non-musical person can become a concert pianist. You cannot become something that is not the outforming of your own inner potential. You can only be you. However, you can unfold more of the you that may have been long frustrated. Many people are covertly influenced to seek to become like her or to have what he has. But if, through mind dynamics, you achieve that which is not the outforming of your uniqueness, you may lose even if you win. As with the problem in transplant surgery, where rejection syndrome prevents the tissue from taking hold, so you are unable to hold or to fully experience that which has not come out of your own pattern. The important thing is to know yourself, have faith in the cosmic process that will unfold in you like the life force unfolds in the lily of the field, which toils not nor spins, and yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like the one of these. Now, having said all of this, let us reemphasize the truth that you can grow, you can improve, you can be prosperous, you can succeed if you can believe. When you say yes to the creative flow within you, you begin to experience I am positive I can attitudes, which turn on the power and skills needed to accomplish. When you believe you can do it, the how to do it develops. This is the way the creative process in the individual works. And I have a little affirmation. I am the creative process, and I allow it to work through me. I am the process, and I allow it to work through me. We're all very ready to say that. Shall we say it again? I am the creative process, and I allow it to work through me. And so it is.
All right, so let's take that. I am the creative process, and I allow it to work through me. And simply resonate with that right in this moment. Simply close your eyes if it's comfortable and breathe into that. I'll remind you. And as I say this in the first person, you can hear it in your own mind as though you're saying it to yourself. I am the creative process, and I allow it to work through me. I am the creative process, and I allow it to work through me. And so as we sit with this for a moment, allowing this to fill our beingness, we begin to recognize the unity that we all share, that we are all one thing, one idea, expressed, individualized, unique. Each and every one of us is perfectly formed in a unique way as the divine. This is the truth. And I step back into this and resonate with this truth. Right here, right now, I understand that we are all one. We are all one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one.
And in this moment, I take a breath and I know that I am one with this breath, one with this life, one with this beautiful living entity that is everywhere present, with this infinite power, with this infinite mind, and this infinite heart that is absolutely everywhere. It is here in this room, it is here in each one of us, it is here in me, and I love it. I accept it, and I am it. In this moment, I realize my uniqueness and my treasure that is me. In this moment, I know who I am, a divine being on this human journey, in this infinite loving substance that is me. There is only one, and it is God, and it is the expression of who I am. This uniqueness is my love, my choice, and my being. I open myself and my heart space, and I let it express with joy, with ease, and with a grace that is eternal and peaceful. In this moment, I know who I am, a divine being, unique, individualized expression of God, and one with each and everything on this earth and in this infinite expression that is God. I am one with God, and I am grateful for my expression, grateful for the expression of each of us, and grateful that we are one. In this moment, in joy, in pure gratitude, I release these words to the law of mind, knowing that it is done through me, as me, and I accept. And together we say, and so it is.
One people. Here we go. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, Thank you so much. Thank you, Margaret Ann, for that wonderful treatment. So, another way we celebrate every Sunday is through music and through chant. I mean, through chant and through music. Music is so important to me in this thing called ministry, because music is a grounding force. It's a way that we can ground our energy and share as a community in something. Well, we have someone who shares very frequently his original music, and he's going to share with us an original song today, which we've done before, and I love this song. Well, I don't want to give it away. But there's one line that just makes me laugh every time.
Let me guess.
I wonder. So please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the band with his song, The Show.
1, 2, 3, 4. From the moment that you were born, the curtain rises on a new stage. There's no disguises. And the marquee says, one life only on an open-ended run. Give it all till your play is done. And don't just go through the motions like a zombie monster coming out of the ocean. Leave here with nothing in the tank and no one left to thank. 'Cause you said it all, been it all, seen it all, loved it all. Said it all, been it all, seen it all, loved it all. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. So live the passion every day that's coursing through your soul. And don't get hung up on the little things, or live just for the goal that will naturally unfold. Take your play out on the road and see what's there before you roll. And looking back on the show you done, I hope you say it was a heck of a run. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. So live the passion every day that's coursing through your soul. And don't get hung up on the little things, or live just for the goal that will naturally unfold. Cause you said it all, been it all, seen it all, loved it all. Said it all, been it all, seen it all, loved it all. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is a show. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Oh, life is not a dress rehearsal. Yeah, yeah, oh. Life is the show.
Pierre Gautreau and the band. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. So don't just go through the motions like a zombie monster coming out of the ocean.
Hey, it rhymed, you know.
I love it. I love it. It makes such a palpable image and it's so correct, you know? Like you can go through life. Just here I am going through life. And you know what? It's your choice. whether you do that or not. So what choice have you made today? What choice have you made today? So today, today is Bring a Friend Sunday, right? So we have some new people in the room, and now it's all of a sudden, I'm about to do something that I almost never do. And that is I'm going to reference the Old Testament. Only because, I was on I was at this conference. Many of you know I was at this conference a couple weeks ago in Vancouver. And there was a woman there who gave a talk during the conference, Georgia Prescott, and she referenced this story in the Old Testament. And I want to talk about this story just very briefly because it speaks to what I really want to say today. So, Nehemiah in the Old Testament. Do you remember this story? Nehemiah in the Old Testament, and this became like a big deal at the conference, like this. So this was on Tuesday morning. Nehemiah in the Old Testament, I am getting to the story, I promise. Shall I say it one more time? Nehemiah in the Old Testament is rebuilding the city of Jerusalem. Rebuilding the city of Jerusalem. And this, of course, is making people very nervous, and they're coming and they're trying to talk Nehemiah down from, rebuilding the city of Jerusalem. But Nehemiah stands up there as his enemies are entreating him to stop. And they're up there with the pretense of resolving the conflict, but they want to basically raze Jerusalem, R-A-Z-E. He refuses as he stands up there. He refuses, and he says, every time he's asked, I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. In the face of all opposition, in the face of his perceived enemies, this is his response. I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. Here's my question. What is your great work? And do you recognize what your great work is? And are you doing it? Oh, big sigh. There's a big sigh there. How many of you feel or believe that you actually have a great work? Timing is everything. For those people who are watching online who can't hear this, there's like phone ringing and things happening, so. Here's what I know for each and every one of you, no matter what, you all have a great work. You all have something, a burning thing within you that is aching, desiring to come out of you and be expressed by means of you. Do you know how I know this? Because there's no other option. You're here. You're having an experience on this plane of action. You are an individualized expression of God, having an experience on this plane of action. So your work, whatever it is a great work and must be fulfilled, and it can only be fulfilled by means of you. You are the only one who can uniquely do the thing that you were set here to do. It's up to you, though, to figure out what is that great thing. And that's where a lot of us get a little, caught up. I thought for 25 years, my great work was to be an actor. And I did. I pursued that. I pursued that for 25 years. Until I came to a new understanding that what I was destined to do was to live the greatest life I can. And by means of living the greatest life I can, stand up in front of people and be an example of living a great life. This is what I believe ministry is. Ministry is not about holding a title of reverend. It is not about holding the title of minister. It is about living the best life I can to help everyone who is around me lift themselves up to an understanding that you are each of you ministers in your own experience. It's not just me. This is what I've committed my life to. This is my great work that I have discovered. So I am doing a great work, and I cannot come down. This theme was repeated throughout this conference in Vancouver. It was brilliant because it brought us all to a deeper core understanding of who and what we are. It's easy to forget It's easy to forget when we feel isolated. It's easy to forget when we feel as a center for spiritual living here in Toronto. And I keep looking to Linda because she was at the conference with me, right? You go to this conference in Vancouver and you realize we are part of a global movement in a way that was even bigger than I imagined. There are hundreds and hundreds of centers all over the world. Admittedly, they're mostly in the States and Canada. But I spoke to people who have ministries in the Ukraine and in Africa and in Australia. And, all of us gather together. And it partially reminds me of how isolated I can feel here in Toronto sometimes, because there's no other center really that close to us. The closest center in Canada is in Winnipeg. And so it is. And the great news about that is we have a lot of opportunity here. We have a lot of opportunity to expand our own consciousness and thereby attract to ourselves those who are seeking this thing, this uplifted idea that they can then move forward and live with in their life. We are the pioneers of expansion. Each and every one of us, not just me. Not just me. I was very clear too, just as a side note, because I'm the tangential speaker. I was very clear that if they want to move into Quebec, yes, laugh all you want, Brian. If they want to move into Quebec, they've got to start translating all of this into French. And it's funny because there's actually a resistance to that, and I don't get it. I'm like, you say you want to be a global organization. This is how you become a global organization. You do what is required to make it happen. So in Tuesday night's class, this idea was actually brought up because I had reviewed the class prior to my going, and there was this one idea that I kind of glossed over at the end of a class. And it's a quote of Emerson, and in the essay, not Spiritual Laws, in the essay Self-Reliance, the quote is this: "Do that which is assigned to you." And I really glossed over that at the class right before I went off on vacation and then to the conference, but I felt it was really important to bring it back up on Tuesday night and have a real good discussion about that, because here's the question. How do you know what's assigned to you? How do you know? How do you know? What is that thing? And I got a great, great answer. And it came from Mark Scott. Mark Scott said this, I loved it. He said, "You ask for divine guidance on volition." Now, do you know what that means? No, we're looking a little confused. So, asking for divine guidance. Here's what asking for divine guidance is. It's about being open to the intuitive nature of the divine by means of you. By opening yourself up, stepping back and saying, I know nothing now. What can I learn? What can I know? That's stepping into the intuitive, not layering any idea of what it should look like, but stepping back into, I know nothing now. What can I know? Really going for that place of divine intuition. And asking for divine intuition, asking for divine guidance on volition. Because here's the truth, no matter what, you are at choice. That's what volition means. It's the idea of having choice in your life. How many of you feel that you have choice in life? How many of you live with choice in your life and are really making the choices in your life? See, some hands went down there. You notice that? Because some of us feel like even though we intellectually know we have choice, we are at choice in all things. There is nothing that we are predestined to be or become. There is absolutely nothing that limits you except your own mind. And we only limit ourselves in mind when we believe we don't have choice. You know, when we believe we don't have choice, it's a misunderstanding thinking that we are separate from God. That's the only time we ever feel we don't have choice. When we feel like there is something pressing down upon us to make the choice for us. The truth is, you have choice in all things. And when you really, really live, that's the greatest gift. It's really the greatest gift that we have, is that choice is infinite. And I can tell you that choice is infinite because God is infinite. And if God is infinite, and that's who and what we are, then we live infinite possibility, no matter what. How do you know? How do you come to that place of understanding of what that is, that thing that is assigned to you? You start by making a choice. Make a choice. I made a choice when I was 15 years old. I made a choice when I was 15 years old that my life was going to be lived as an actor. And everything aligned for that purpose. Everything aligned for that purpose. I enrolled myself in acting school. I went through university and got a degree in acting and directing. I then launched myself into a career of acting and singing. Oh, I love singing. I launched myself into it. And I went to New York City, and I lived in New York City, and then I went to Los Angeles, and I lived in Los Angeles, and I really, really made a go of it. Now, the irony is, I really loved theater acting, so I go to Los Angeles. I lived there for 12 years, and I never really did any TV or film, which is what you do in Los Angeles. But boy, I was very successful as a theater actor there. I worked all the time, but it was a choice. It was a choice. That is what was assigned to me at that time. So what is assigned to you right here, right now? Think about it as I take a glass of water, take a sip. Make a determination in some direction, any direction. You get to do that. You get to make that determination. Now, I did come to a different idea later on when I realized that I love acting. And I still love acting. And I'll tell you, I went and saw Tanis' show on Monday. It made me very nostalgic for my life as an actor. But more than that, I love this. I love this community. I love being part of a community. And I don't see myself as separate or greater than or anything like that. I see myself as part of a whole. You just come here to listen to me speak. For whatever reason, you come here to listen to me speak. This is what I'm drawn to do now. So know that whatever is assigned to you can change. But you have to be open to it. You have to be open to it. You have to be open to hearing, asking the question first, and then being open to hearing the answer. I know nothing. Now what can I know? If the answer doesn't seem to be in line with a perceived desire, because we all have perceived desires too, which sometimes we glom onto ideas that are in the world of form, that are motivated by the idea of accumulating material goods. If that's what is motivating you, just take a look at it. It may or may not be in line with what it is that is assigned to you. And I would say more often than not, if the motivating factor is to accumulate stuff in the world of form, probably not that which is, it is not that which is assigned to you. But it might be. Here's the great news. If you truly step into what is assigned to you, you then don't have to worry about the accumulation of goods because everything you require in your experience shows up. Everything shows up exactly as it needs to. So if we stop working so hard to get the stuff and we step it into what it is that is our divine nature, everything comes to us. That's the law of attraction at work. The other thing is that you have to release your attachment to outcome. Releasing your attachment to outcome. Because, and what this means is when I decided I was going to be a minister, now I was very clear throughout my ministerial that somehow or other I was going to end up in Toronto. I didn't know how it was going to happen because as a citizen of the States, it was like, you know, and I've said this before, I can't just show up and say, hey, I'm a minister, let me in. But I had a feeling, I had a drive to be here. And of course, what happens when you understand that which is assigned to you, everything unfolds perfectly for it to happen. And so the day that I graduated ministerial school, I got that notification that said, hey, the pulpit in Toronto is available. And that's just the way it works. Thank you, Tony. That is just the way it works. If you are open to what it needs to be, it will show up. What we must do is provide space for the form to appear. We must provide space for the form to appear. If we truly believe in the creative process, that what we think, what we believe shows up in form in our experience, then no matter what, whatever needs to be will show up. Can you really get on board with that?
I did.
All right. Then the next question is, do you have the tenacity to see it through? Because a lot of people are they find giving up far too easy. They find giving up far too easy. Do you have the tenacity to see it through? And it's funny because I like the word tenacity. It has a real strong resonance for me. And then I thought, well, I know what it means, right? It means basically holding firm to what it is that you desire. But I looked it up because I thought, well, I should really go look it up. Tenacity. And it does. It comes from the Latin tenac, to hold firm. To hold firm. And that's what Nehemiah was doing, holding firm to an idea that was his to do. I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. It is very important that we all begin to recognize our dreams, that we all begin to recognize our desires. For it is your dreams and your desires that are informing your reality. And you're either attracting them to you or you're repelling them from you. Where are you on this journey? Are you doing a great work? Because if you are doing a great work, you cannot come down. Everybody looks so intense and intent. Hold firm to your dreams and desires. They inform your reality. When you identify what is yours to do, when that time comes, and we all can do it. Here's the thing. We layer on this factor of time, that it may take time to figure out what is it that I want to do. And we go and we kind of slog through life like, I got to figure out what is the thing that I'm supposed to do. Step back for a moment. Let go of the slogging through life. Open your mind. And I'm going to say it again. Relax into that place. I know nothing. Now what can I know? I know nothing. Now what can I know? What is in support of this greater idea of life by means of me? What is in support of this thing that is unfolding infinitely by means of me? Here's another great one. What must be released? What am I holding on to that must be released so that my desire can become the expression of my reality in form? When you do identify what is yours to do, you can step back into that place, stand on that wall, maintain that view from above. Look about you. Recognize that the entire universe is at hand. Step into that place of understanding that you are doing a great work, so you cannot come down. This is perhaps the shortest talk I've ever given. Because you know what? I'm standing here and I'm thinking, I've said what I need to say. I've said what I need to say. Now I encourage each and every one of you to step up and stand up and say what you need. I'm not saying this is rhetorical. Could you imagine? Everybody stand up and say what you need to say. But the truth is, sometimes I need to step back and say, I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. And then I listen to know that this is exactly the message. And that's all that needs to be stated today. So I am so grateful to each and every one of you for listening to me today. I'm grateful to you for your participation in this community, and I'm so grateful for what this community is becoming. because what this community is becoming is born by means of each and every one of you in this moment, right here and right now. Namaste. It does make me laugh. I'm like, it's like 10 minutes to noon. That was like, it really was the shortest talk I've ever given. Well, it makes up for last week. Because last week I gave like a 45-minute talk. I didn't even, when I'm in the mode of it, I don't even realize that I'm doing it, right? Mm-hmm. I do believe so. People, but here's the factor. So the question was, because there are people online who may not be able to hear you. What is my feeling around the idea when people say, this is my destiny, and does that go in line with what I'm talking about today? The answer is yes and no. And it goes to this idea that I actually already brought up, which is, what is the motivating factor for what you think is your destiny? Is it truly an inward drive within you that is the creative source coming through you to create? Or is it founded or grounded in some idea of accumulating material wealth? Because a lot of people misunderstand their destiny, thinking it is my destiny to be a world famous actor, which is about the form of acting, not about the creative desire within you to simply act. And I say this to actors all the time. If you want to act, act. Mm-hmm. If your motivating force around being an actor is to make money, you better run from the business. Right, Tanis? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. But if you want to act, act. If you want to, well, I was going to say, if you want to be a doctor, then be a doctor. Make sure you get the degree to practice medicine first. But if that's really your motivating force, if it's truly a desire within you, then nothing will stand in your way.
What I'm meaning is that it's preordained.
Preordained? We don't necessarily, and this is why I talk about volition. This is why it was so brilliant what Mark said. Nothing is preordained. But if you feel that creative force coming through you, go with it, run with it. But we are always at choice to either follow it or not. I would say, was I preordained to be a minister? Was I preordained to be a minister? No. And in fact, if you looked at my life leading up to when I decided and realized that I wanted to be a minister, and that was a choice, it was a choice that I discovered that I wanted to be a minister. Everything that had led up to that point actually would not have been in support of that idea. I was not brought up going to church. I was not brought up in a spiritual practice. I was not brought up with any of it. And since you don't really know me all that well, I literally was being set up on a blind date at a church service, and that's how I fell into this. I discovered this philosophy because somebody was trying to set me up on a date. And so I stepped into it and I thought, wow, look, here is this great teaching. Here's what I've always intuitively known. And it was about 6 months later, because I've not missed a Sunday service since that day. It was about 6 months later that I was sitting in service and I thought, that's what I want to do. But I was at choice. So nothing is preordained. Because the truth is, God is infinite potential, and you are God. So you, therefore, are infinite potential. You can do whatever you want. But what is yours to do? What is God? God is the energy, the creative energy of the universe. There is no separation between God and man. In fact, that's why this little face is here. Because I use this wall all the time, and I slap the wall, and I say, this is God too. And then somebody thought I should, have a face there. Right, Tony? As a reminder that God is everything. God is the lectern. God is the flame. God is you. God is me. God is the chair. God is the very air we breathe. God is infinite. And if we believe that God is anything other than infinite, then nothing cannot not be a part of God. Does that make just a total double negative? But if we believe that anything is separate from God, then we don't believe that God is infinite. So God is everything. You and I, we're all part of that great creative factor of the universe. Does that make sense? All right, any other questions?
Yeah, actually, I have, well, sort of a question, I guess, maybe not. When you're following your passion, doesn't mean you're doing it to make a living.
Right.
You could be, passionate about gardening, and that's the universe coming through you. You don't have to be doing something just to earn a living. You could be a phenomenal mother, because that's one of the things in my life. It's like, I'm really proud of that. I'm not earning a living from doing that, but that is what I'm passionate about. I've got a lot of things I'm passionate about, a lot of things I don't make money from, but they all compound to make my experience what it is.
Yes, you know what? And I'm gonna actually, so if you will allow me, we have mistaken the idea of making a living and we've aligned it with obtaining money. So actually, when you are gardening and you're not making money, you are making your living at that. Think about that. Most of us are far too driven by the idea that we have to make money at the thing that is our creative passion. The truth is, if you actually live your creative passion, that's what I was saying, you don't need to worry about all of that showing up. It will show up. Everything that is required for you in your life will show up. Do you live in the place of faith to really trust that? And I get it. It's a job. It is a job for people to get to that place of faith. But when you've worked through it and you stand in that place of faith and you recognize that, yes, this is the way it works. Everything is showing up in support of my expression of life. When you get to that place of faith, then it's no longer work. It's just the way you live your life. See, it's faith within yourself with the understanding that there is no separation between you and God. The only time that discord comes into our experience is when we think we're separate. The only time. Because we think we're alone. We think we're isolated. We think that we cannot move forward because nobody gets us. Nobody understands. Make sense? I'm happy to entertain more questions if you want. All right, so the answers to the universal questions are all made clear now. I'm always available, just so you know. You can always ask questions. I'm always happy to answer questions. And here's the truth. Do I think I have all the perfect, correct answers? Yes. The truth is, if I don't know the answer, I will step back and I will listen for that intuitive wisdom to come through me and trust that it shows up where it needs to. Yes?
What's your email address?
My email address, and you are all welcome to write this down, is revjonathan, Jonathan, @csltoronto.com. Yeah. So, anyone else? All right. So we've come to that time. We've come to that place in the service where we do our offering, and we recognize that. And here's a great lesson. Here's a great spiritual lesson. Money is God in action. And so as we give to this center, what it is we have to offer today, the gift that we have to give, if you call it a tithe, you can call it a tithe, you can call it whatever you want. Trust and know that it is an energy that is in support of this greater idea that is flowing through this center. It does not stop at the center, for we give a portion of what we receive back out into the world, where we receive our spiritual good. And so as we celebrate this idea of the currency of life flowing through this center, we're going to sing this song. Which song are we doing today? God is my source, which is number 13 in your songbook. Trust and know that what you give is a gift given from the heart. It is a gift that is given not out of obligation, because I want the energy of love to support everything that is given here today. So we're going to celebrate the idea of giving by standing and singing this song as the baskets go around. And there we are. Let's sing this song.
1, 2, 3. is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything that I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything that I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything that I need. God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
God gives me everything that I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need.
All right, Margaret Ann, if you would do a blessing over the tithe.
Please join me in a prayer of gratitude. In this moment, right here, right now, I realize and I remember that there is one source. And I'm grateful for this knowing. And I am grateful that each and every one of us has made this choice today to give from the heart. This love that flows freely from you to this center, from us to this center and out again. I am grateful that each and every one of us made this choice of love. In this moment, I feel the energy and the love in this room, and know that each and every person is beautiful, expressive, infinitely talented, with potential to express and to give and to know that each one is an expression of God. Each one is individualized, unique, and with choice to give and to receive. And this center receives and gives in the same light, in the same freedom, and in the same love. There's only one presence in His love, and we are surrounded and enfolded, uplifted, and living it. In gratitude, I release this to the law of mind, knowing that it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Margaret Ann. So I want to invite you all. We're going to have fellowship following the service today. We've had some people who've gratefully, I'm so grateful to them that they have donated some goodies for us to share today. So that's going to happen right out here after the service. Again, we do have a board meeting scheduled for today. So anyone who's a member of the center is welcome to observe the board meetings and see what goes on, though they are not closed meetings. So join us for all of that. I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's service possible. I want to say thank you to Linda and to Carmen for setting up today. Our greeters today, Tony and Helen. In the bookstore, Lorna and Kathy. Our practitioner of the day with her beautiful, brilliant treatment work, prayer work, Margaret Ann Snyder. Thank you so much. Our board members today, Jim and Linda. Also in the sound booth, Carrie. Running our camera and making sure we say hello to the world is Hi Lou, so thank you for that. Down with the kids, Mahala and Chris, with those dynamic kids. And I want to thank Pierre Gautreau and the entire band. I want to thank all of you for being here and for your willingness and for your enthusiasm and for your questions and for knowing the truth with me, whatever that truth is for you, because whatever your truth is what's unfolding in your life. So I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And since she's here today, and we only see her about once a month, it seems anymore, I want to thank Deja for all the work that she does too. I'm just saying thank you for everything you do. So I just want to give you a bit of news. So we took possession of the front space as of Friday. Yes, we took possession. And then I walked in there and yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. So if you were thinking that we were going to start this work on Monday, probably not. I've got to come up with a plan. I'm going to talk to the board today about how we want to proceed, and we'll work from there, and we'll send out some emails this week about how that's going to unfold. But I'm very excited about having a street presence now. So thank you all for your conscious thoughts around this idea. I have unlocked the doors, so if on the way out you just want to, go in and take a look, it's a pretty... it's not very tidy at the moment, but you can go in and take a look and see what the space looks like right now. And also, I'm happy to entertain any thoughts you have around the space. So, there you are. Let's
Yeah, free haircuts.
free haircuts. Free haircuts.
Free haircuts. Well, it was a former salon, so
It was
we
a
can't
former
guarantee
salon.
the outcome because you're supposed to detach from the outcome.
Detach from the outcome. I see. All right. Well, let's take a moment. Let's just breathe into this idea. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've heard today. And as we take this moment, as we take this time, as we take a breath, step into that place. I know nothing. Now what can I know? I know nothing. Now what can I know? For every single moment is an opportunity to know something deeper, to know something more profound by means of each and every one of us. For it is that intuitive knower, that wisdom that is coming through us from a divine source. I step into this. I trust this. I know this. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. And so I take this moment as a reminder, reminding myself that there is only one power, there is only one presence, there's only one infinite intelligence, there's only one divine source of all creation. And from creation, we are the created, expressing as creation itself. Each and every one of us a perfect individualized idea in the universal mind of the divine, living, breathing the life of the divine. Each and every one of us stepping forward and evolving into greater expressions of the divine by means of our very life. This is the truth, and from this truth I know and I understand that there is a perfect revelation happening by means of each and every one of us. And so I give over to the revealing of God in our lives more profoundly in every moment. I trust and I know that each of us touch the lives of every single person we encounter with the understanding and the knowledge that everyone we encounter is a divine light. Everyone is born of this divine source and expressing as this divine source. And I know this more fully right here and right now, for there is always the opportunity to embody this idea more deeply. For the deeper I go, the more I know. And so I give over in this moment to this idea. And I trust that every single person here is on this journey perfectly, allowing the divine to unfold by means of them easily and effortlessly. This is the truth. And I simply give over to this truth with a grateful heart, knowing it is complete right here and right now. I allow myself to be embodied with gratitude. And in this embodiment, I know that my word spoken is done. And so I simply let it be so. I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. And so it is. And so let's breathe into this fantastic energy. And we're going to close the day out with God is my, no,
Nope.
Let Your Love Flow, which is number 21. We've already done God is Your Source, haven't we?
Yes.
We're going to do Let Your Love Flow, number 21 in your songbooks.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Yeah, there's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you deep in space and lay you under. It's love and embrace, just feel the thunder. As it warms your face, you can't hold back. Come on, everyone. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, that's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. One more time. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, that's the reason.
Intro, second page. Intro, second page of that.
Okay.